Welcome to this special KUBS broadcast covering the championship game of the Northeast 2B District Tournament. We are at West Valley High School and ready to watch the Reardan Screaming Eagles face off against the Northwest Christian Crusaders. Eyes are wide open to see how both teams will face off as they prepare to go into state. And I'm Haley Bolliard, and with me right now is Sophia Peaker, and we're just going to roll right into our pregame show. So, Sophia, what can we expect to see from the Screamin' Eagles tonight?
Well, Reardan did take a win against Freeman on Wednesday with a score of 39-32.
Yes, super close game there for the Screamin' Eagles here. And this is more of an offensive team, but they do still know how to pick it up on that defensive side and not leave a lot of gaps in their gameplay.
Denise Waters is their leading scorer in the rebounds and getting rebounds for the Screaming Eagles.
Yes, super good asset there for Reardan, and this team is currently sitting second in their league.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty high up there on their rosters.
I guess the only thing I would say is they're a pretty aggressive team, so they do need to watch for fouls.
Yes, for sure. And they are a really good team when it comes to ball control and causing high turnovers. They sure know how to put that pressure on.
And same with, they have really good communication and chemistry throughout their entire team.
Yes, for sure. It helps that they do have some sisters out there on the court. So with that look at the Screamin' Eagles, we're going to take a quick break, and when we're back, we're going to go through what to see from the Northwest Christian Crusaders. So stay tuned on Cubs FM. And welcome back to the pregame show. Again, I'm Haley Bolliard, and joining me is Sophia Peaker. We have 5 minutes and 12 seconds left before the game starts. After taking some time and discussing Reardan, we're going to look at Northwest Christian. Sophia, what are we going to see?
Well, believe it or not, Northwest Christian has only lost one game all season against Reardan, with the score being 48-45. So that game was within 3 points, so this is going to be a very interesting game.
Yes, you can tell it'll go either way here. And so typically when they have their wins, they're dominant wins with large margins, so they tend to take games away and not leave any room for comebacks from the other team.
And Macy Champlin is an explosive scorer.
Yes, for sure. She likes to work in the paint there, get those putback shots, and racks up a ton of points here for the Crusaders. And with the speed, we have Hart moving the ball around. She gets really quick there and still remains in good control while she does so.
Just keep in mind, they did win state last year against Adna, so they are the 2B state champs.
Yes, reigning state champions going back this year to try and defend their title. And they have a ton of three-point threats with multiple players hitting triples like Waters, Prince, and Pope.
They have a pretty balanced offense, scoring threats from several different players.
Yes, for sure. It's always fun to see that. And on their defense side, they like to hold their opponents under 35 to 40 points in most of their games.
Wow, yeah. This confidence, well, they have a lot of confidence from wins, a string of dominant results heading into tonight, so.
Yeah, for sure. And defensively, they've limited teams by forcing contested shots and controlling the rebounds to get those second chance opportunities.
And same with Reardan. This team has very strong chemistry with each other, so having played with each other for multiple years.
Yes, I'm super excited to see them match up against each other, which we will get into in just a little bit, so stay tuned on Cubs FM to see how they're going to match up before tip-off. welcome back to the pregame show. I'm Haley Bolliard, and with me today is Sophia Peaker, getting a good look at both teams. So what is this game going to look like tonight?
Well, these teams have already played once this season. Northwest Christian's only loss came to Reardan in a tight 48-45 battle. So expect adjustments on both sides.
Yes, it's definitely going to get intense here today. And so we have that championship composure versus the hunger here. Northwest Christian are the defending 2B state champs after beating Adna last year. But Reardan already proved that they can beat them this season, so it's going to be wild.
Denise Waters versus Macy Shamblin, two explosive scores who can completely shift momentum in a matter of minutes.
Yes, for sure. That'll be a really fun pair-up to see there. And so the pace of play will be critical here. Reardan thrives when they force those turnovers and control the ball, and Northwest Christian thrives when they move it quickly and can stretch the defense. So that is going to create a really good clash of styles.
Three-point shooting could decide it, though. If Northwest Christian's perimeter threats get hot early, it forces Reardan to extend defensively, and then
and so that will prove that defensive discipline can decide this game. Both teams are aggressive, so whoever avoids that foul trouble late in the game will have that upper edge in the fourth quarter.
It'll be a rebounding battle. Second chance points in a championship environment can swing everything.
Yeah, so it'll be experience versus a statement win, with Northwest Christian having the title pedigree, and Reardan has already handed them their only loss, so something has to give tonight. It'll be interesting. So with just 30 seconds left on the clock, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back before tip-off. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. We are ready to get this game started with our starting lineups here. So our away team today will be the Reardan Screamin' Eagles. So we're going to go ahead and get a look at their first starter on the floor. We'll have number 3. This is a junior guard at 5'4", Lily Whitman. Then for the Crusaders, we have number 3. This is a senior guard at 5'6", Caitlin Waters. Next up here for the Screamin' Eagles, we have number 15, a junior playing the guard and forward position at 5'9", Rylan Green. Next up here for the Crusaders, we have number 10, a senior guard at 5'10". You're looking at Mackenzie Prince. Then for the Screamin' Eagles, we have number 20. This is a junior standing at 5'7". She plays the guard and forward position. That is Olivia Wicks. Then for the Crusaders, we have number 12, a senior guard at 5'6", Lindsay Hart. Next up here for the Crusaders, the Screamin' Eagles, we have number 22, a junior playing guard and forward at 5'11". That is Denise Waters. Then we'll go back to Northwest Christian with number 31. This is a sophomore guard at 5'10", Juliana Pope. And then rounding out the lineup here for the Screamin' Eagles, we have number 33. This is a sophomore playing guard and forward at 5'8". That is the sister to Denise. You're looking at Chasen Waters. All right, Sophia, we have both the teams stepping out onto the courts here. Just going off some intuition here. Who do you think is going to win our tip-off tonight?
I'm going to guess early, and I'm going to think Northwest Christian.
Okay, you take Northwest Christian. I will go with Reardan. I do like the maroon color of their uniforms, so that's got to be some sort of, but green is my favorite color.
Green is my favorite color too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
So that is good luck for Northwest Christian to have green uniforms.
Yeah.
But I believe in the power of the red with the tip-off game here. So I will stick with Reardan, and Now we will wait and see who will be stepping into the jump circle for both the teams. Just getting their last-minute chats in with their teams and coaches, making sure that they are focused in and ready for this game here tonight. Looks like Reardan is going to be sending Rylan Green, who stands at 5'9", into the jump circle. And stepping up to the plate here for the Crusaders, we have Shamblin, who stands at 6 foot. So you do have the height advantage, but I have the pink hair advantage. So
that works.
So I might have the upper hand in this one. All right, ref steps into the circle, jump is up, and Shamblin tips it forward, but it is stolen away by Reardan. Waters trips up as she has to shoot it into the hands of Denise Waters there. Points already on the board with only 10 seconds into the game. Reardan getting that layup to bring the score 2-0. Now we get it down on that right wing for the Crusaders. They're gonna have Prince on that right wing. Get it back around towards the top of the arc here. Swing out towards this left wing with Hart. She'll get it back to Prince at the point. Up for three. Hits that right side of the rim. Does not sink. That is rebounded by Chasen Waters. She'll shoot it over to Green here on this right wing. Now back over to Waters. At deep on that right wing there. She'll need a passport for that shot. Bringing our score now 5-0 with the Screamin' Eagles in the lead, but only a minute into this game. Have Pope hand that one over to Waters at the point. Now Prince on that left wing, swing back up towards the top. Get it back to Waters on that right side. Now Prince between circles, hands it in, and we find Pope inside the arc, up for two, but does not find the rim for that one. And that is rebounded by the Screamin' Eagles. Now we have Wicks handing it over to Chasen Waters on this right wing. She gets up to the lane, hands it to Green for the layup on the left side. That'll sink from Reardan. Score now 7-0 with 6:37 left on the clock. Timeout called, so we're going to take a quick break too, and we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. We have both teams taking the court here with Juliana Pope set to inbound for the Crusaders. She'll hand that into the hands of Waters. Takes it nice and easy through the backcourt, calling out a play. She'll get it up to the top of the arc, try and drive in, but she gets tripped up there. So we're gonna have a foul called here to be going against the Screamin' Eagles.
And that foul will go against number 3, Lily Whitman, her first personal, and the Eagles' first team foul.
Pope inbounding here at the near sideline for the Crusaders. Hands that over to Waters, deep on this left side. Calls out a play as she approaches the top of the arc. Hands off on that left side with Hart. Trying to get it to Shamblin at the right block. Shooting it back outside. Ball rolls out of bounds, but that's off of the hands of the Screamin' Eagles. So now we have the Crusaders to inbound. That's Hart going over for that. 19 seconds left on our shot clock. Officials handing Hart that ball, looking for her pass here. Gets it off to Waters, deep on that right side. Now back to Hart. Now back over to Waters, stepping up into the paint there. Shoots it back out to Pope, right wing. 10 seconds left on the shot clock with Waters in the paint. Back over to Pope, up for a deep two. Hits that left side of the rim and will not sink. We had Waters in control there for the Screamin' Eagles, but it's stolen back by the Crusaders. Shamblin under the basket and up for two. The Crusaders have their first points of the game on the board. Score now 7-2, 5:48 left in the first. With Green on the right wing for the the Screamin' Eagles. Shoots it out to Whitman, left wing. Tries to put a pass up, but it is blocked by the Crusaders. Pope on the fast break down towards that left block, up for two, but just short of falling through there. That's rebounded by Chasen Waters. Hands it over to Whitman. Now we have Denise Waters going up for a three from downtown, but it will not sink, and that's rebounded by Pope. Pope hands that off to Waters between circles here, trying to direct some traffic. Gets it off to Hart on that right side. Now Pope at the lane, turns around, tries to get the shot to go up. It will not work out there, but we have a foul called on the play to be going against Reardan.
Foul against number 3, Lily Whitman, her second personal, and the Screaming Eagles' second team foul.
Yeah, and we also had a sub come in for the Screaming Eagles.
Coming in, Reagan Soliday.
So now we have Hart inbounding for the Crusaders, fresh 30 on that shot clock. Gets it up to Pope at that left slot, up for the three. Swish right on in there for Pope. Doesn't even have to worry about that one. 7-5 now that score with 4:57 left in the first quarter. We'll get it off to Green on this right side. Now off to Chasen Waters at the point. Turns around towards that left block, up for the two. The shot does not fall for Waters, but she will get to go to the charity stripe for this one to try and make up the points with a foul going against the Crusaders.
And that foul going against number 3, Kaylin Waters, her first personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
Chasen Waters' first shot is up. That one sinks right on in there for her to bring our score 8-5 with 4:47 left in the first quarter. One more shot left here for Waters. Getting set and ready here. Shot is up. That one hits the back of the iron, and Prince steals that rebound away for the Crusaders. She'll hand that into Caitlin Waters. Takes it through the jump circle. Circling off towards that right side. Now we find Pope deep on the right. Back out to Waters at the slot. She'll push back over to Prince at the right wing. Now off to Pope. Now Waters at the point, steps up to the free throw line, puts a shot up for two, but it's just left of the mark. Chasen Waters gets the rebound and hands it to her sister, Denise. Get down here fast on that right wing, hand it over to Soliday here. Soliday trying to push up into the lane, but forgets to dribble there, so a travel called up. Possession handed back to the Crusaders. We have Pope to inbound from this near sideline, hands that over to Waters. Waters taking it across the Eagle logo. She'll push it over on that left wing with Hart. Hart trying to get it back to Pope, but it hits her feet, and we have Soliday on the ground, almost like getting up on her head for a somersault to try and save that one, but it will go out of bounds with the Screaming Eagles there. So Juliana Pope inbounding from the far sideline. Gets it over to Waters on that far sideline, trying to work up towards the top of the arc here. Swing out left with Prince. She'll take it away towards the left slot, getting stuffed back between circles here. Hands it back over to Pope. Pope at the free throw line, steps up into the paint, tries to get it up for two, and it's no good, but Denise Waters grabs the rebound here for the Screaming Eagles. She'll take the ball up towards the top of the arc there, drive into the paint, up for two to do it herself. Swish on in there for Denise Waters to bring our score 10-5 with 3:25 left in the first quarter. Caitlin Waters now in control here for the Crusaders. She'll draw out towards the left wing, now driving up in towards the free throw line, gets it off to Hart at the right wing, up for three, hits the side of the rim and will not sink. It's Chasen Waters with the rebound. Pass off to her sister Denise on the far sideline. Try and take it up towards the left slot. Now inside the paint there, hands it off to Wicks. Now we have Green left corner, trying to take it under the basket, gets to the right lane, up for two. It will not sink, and Shambling grabs a rebound. Hand on over to Caitlin Waters, who takes it down that right side. Now Prince deep on that right wing, working up towards the right slot. 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and Prince gets pushed a little too far there, so a travel called. Possession back over to the Screaming Eagles. We'll have Rylan Green inbounding into the hands of Chasen Waters. Waters keeping the pace controlled here. She gets up and hands it over to her sister Denise between circles. Now off to Soliday on this right wing, back over to Chasen Waters. Into Denise Waters at the right block, twirl around, up for two, that'll sink for Waters. Score now 12-5, 2:12 left in the first quarter. Pope inbounds this one to Waters. keeping the pace slow here for the Crusaders. They're going to take it through that jump circle. Hand over to Prince on the left wing. Looking for a way into the paint there. They find Shamblin at the point. Hands it off to Waters, right wing. She'll go up for the three there, but it will not sink. And Denise Waters grabbing that rebound, bowls it over to her sister to save that one. Finds that left block up for two from Chasen Waters, will not sink. Green gets a rebound, sends it back to Chasen. Another shot up that will not work out, but Chasen grabs her own rebound. Finds Green at the right lane, up for two, and that will sink. Score is 14-5 with the Screaming Eagles in the lead. 1:26 left in the first. Timeout called, so we're going to take a quick break too, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. We have the Crusaders inbounding. That'll be Hamilton off to Waters. Waters taking it across the timeline here. Passing off to Prince on the left wing. Prince trying to direct some traffic here. Steps up towards that left slot. Back over to Waters on the right. Finds Shamblin, right elbow up for two, and that one will sink. Score now 14-7. 1:04 left in the first. We're going to have Wicks at the right corner here. Hand it back to Chasen Waters at the point. Over to Denise, right wing, up for three, but it's over the basket. Wicks grabs her rebound, hands it to Chasen at the point. Now stuck in that key there, hands it over to Denise Waters. Gets it at the left lane, now back outside right slot. And we have a travel called against the Screamin' Eagles again. So possession back over to the Crusaders. Only 42.1 seconds left in the quarter. We have Hamilton inbounding from the near sideline over to Waters. Waters keeping the pace slow here as she crosses the Eagle logo. She'll drive off on that right wing, now handing it over to Grant. Grant stepping back, push off on this left side with Waters again. Takes it up into the paint, up for two, front of the rim. It's Soliday with the rebound. A bit too aggressive play there from the Crusaders. We'll have a foul drawn up on the play.
Foul gets number 3, Caitlin Waters, her second personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
So now we will be having Green inbound that one off to Chasen Waters. Back over to Green now, back to Waters on this side. We're gonna find Wicks on the right wing. Over to Green at the point. Swing down on that left wing with Soliday. Soliday gives it off to Chasen Waters deep on that left slot. Over to her sister Denise, up for the three from downtown. It's the side of the rim. Will not be any good, and that will be the end of the first quarter of action. Score is 14-7, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. Both teams stepping back out onto the court here, ready to get the second quarter of action in action here. So we'll have Pope inbounding from the far sideline, handing it over to Grant. Grant trying to work down that right side, hands it back over to Pope, deep off that right wing. She'll drive up around the right wing. Hand that one into Hamilton at the right lane, up for two, but it will not sink, and Jason Waters gets a rebound. She'll sprint down this side of the court, work over towards that left wing, hand it over to Soliday, up for the three. Shot will not fall. That is Pope with the rebound for the Crusaders. Pope lobs the pass over, intended for Grant, but a little bit too much power on that one to send it out of bounds. And a sub rolls in for the Screaming Eagles.
Coming onto the court, Bella Abrahamson.
So now we have Jason Waters inbounding to her older sister, Denise. Keeping this one controlled in the backcourt. No look pass off to Abrahamson on this right wing. Now back to Waters at the between circles here. Calls out a play. Hand off to Soliday on that left side. Now Jason Waters at the left corner. Tries to lob a pass up, but Pope jumps up and steals it away. Pope takes it over the timeline off towards that left side, circling back around to slow down the pace. Now she'll take it down the right, hand it over to Grant. Grant fighting to get the Eagles defense away from her. We have Shamblin under the basket, up for two, but her shot will not sink that time. Jason Waters with the rebound, hands it over to Denise, who almost loses control, but picks it back up. And over to Abrahamson, right corner. Now Denise Waters at the right slot, drives up into the paint there, up for two, but the shot is no good there. We have Green on the rebound. Hands it back to Waters, up for two, and it's over the basket that time. Rebound picked up by Grant, but a little bit too aggressive play there from the Screaming Eagles to bring up a foul.
Foul against number 15, Rylan Green, her first personal, and the Eagles' third team foul.
Sub coming in here for the Crusaders.
Esther McPherson.
And that will leave Grant to inbound this one over to Pope from underneath the Eagles basket there. And so now we have Pope going down that right wing. Pass off to Shamblin at the right slot, over to Pope now on the left. Get it back, intended for Pope there, but it goes between her legs and it's picked up by Green. Green hands it off, and we're gonna find Abrahamson at the right corner, trying to get it off to Jason Waters, but it's knocked out of bounds. That's off of the hands of Pope. So we will be having Denise Waters inbound this one with 22 seconds remaining on our shot clock. Waters over to her sister Jason, who finds the left lane, up for two, and that will sink to bring our score 16-7. And now we have Pope in control here for the Crusaders. Draws down off on that left wing. And we're gonna have them inbound this one here from the baseline with a foul drawn up here against the Screaming Eagles.
Foul. Oh, coming out to the court, Bella Abrahamson.
And so now we have McPherson inbounding that one, finds Shamblin in the paint. Now Pope up for two from the block, but it will not sink. Shamblin gets a rebound, gets it back off to Pope on the right wing, tries to pass it in to Shamblin, but it does not quite go where it needs to. Out of bounds, off of the hands of the Crusaders, so we'll have Wicks inbound to Green. Pass over intended for Abrahamson, but it's over her head. Bubble bounce out of bounds off of the hands of the Screaming Eagles. So now we have McPherson inbounding from in front of her bench over to Pope. Pope crossing the timeline, looking off towards that right side of the court. She'll draw around towards the right wing, hand it off to Carey. Carey taking it up to the point now, looking for a pass, finds McPherson just in front of the timeline, tries to pass it back over, but it's stolen away by Jason Waters. Down at the left block now is Waters. Lobs the pass out, and we'll find Jason back at the left wing now. Takes it up to the lane, up for two. It will not sink. Rebound is loose. Jason Waters almost runs into the stands trying to pick it up, but it'll go out of bounds. And we have a sub rolling in here for the Crusaders.
Coming onto the court, Caitlin Waters.
We have Pope inbounding from the far sideline there. Had to make sure we got the hair tie off of Waters' wrist there.
Yep.
And so Pope inbounding to Waters. She'll drive this one across the Eagle logo. Take it up towards the point, draw out towards that left side, hand off to Prince. Prince circling around towards that right wing now. Pass back off on this left side now with Pope up for three from the left corner. It hits the back of the iron. No good. We have Waters jump up and try and get that rebound. Feet flying out from underneath her. So a foul drawn up here to be going against Reardan.
Foul going against number 23, Bella Abrahamson. Her what?
Second.
Or her second. Oh, whoops. Her second team foul. Her second foul, and the Eagles' second team foul.
And so now we have Carey inbounding for the Crusaders. Gets it off to Pope at the left lane, up for two. That'll work out for Pope. Scores 16-9 with 4:35 left in the second quarter. Tanise Waters with the ball for Reardan. Lobs a pass over to Soliday left wing. Now over to Chasen Waters, who tries to take it up towards the block. Trips up, but Green saves the day. Finds Wig right wing up for three, but it will not sink. Waters grabs that rebound for the Crusaders and hands it over to Pope. Takes it down, left slot. Pass back over to Carey, right wing up for three. Back of the rim, won't sink, and it's Tanise Waters with a rebound. Waters takes it down towards the right block, up for two. It'll swirl towards the other side of the basket. Shambling gets the rebound. Now we have Waters in control for the Crusaders. She'll hand that one off to Carey at the left wing. Get it back over to Pope now on that left side. We have 15 left on the shot clock. Waters, left elbow up for two. It won't work out there. Shambling grabs a rebound, hands it back to Waters at the point, up for three, but it won't sink. That's Wiggs with the rebound, handing it over to Chasen Waters. She'll get it over to Green at the right block, up for two from Green, but it bounces off of the rim and rebounded by the Crusaders. We'll hand it over to Pope. We'll give it back to Waters between circles. Now we'll find Prince on that right side, up for a deep three, but it won't sink. Shambling gets the rebound. Go up for three from the left corner from Waters, and that will sink. 16-12 now reads that score. 3:09 left. Timeout called, so we'll take a quick break too and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. We have both teams coming back out onto the court here. 3:09 left in the second. That will be a Green inbounding to Tanise Waters. Lobs a pass intended for her sister on the left wing, but it's stolen away by Mackenzie Prince. Pass that one over to Caitlin Waters. Now back to Prince on that far sideline. Fakes a pass over there. Now gets it back to Waters in between circles there. Back to Prince on the far sideline. Circles around towards the point. Hands it back over to Waters at the point. Now back off to Prince, who takes it towards the top of the arc. Hand back to Waters between circles. We have 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Waters up and drains that three.
That was beautiful. Beautiful shot.
16-15 now reads that score with only 2:25 left in the second quarter. Tanise Waters calls out a play in between circles. Lobs it over to Green on this right wing. Back to Tanise Waters at the block, up for two, and that will sink. 18-15 now reads that score. Screaming Eagles up by 3 points. We'll have Caitlin Waters in that center jump circle, taking it off on this left wing with Prince now. Prince looking for a pass there, finds Shamblin at the left block. Shamblin takes it off on that right side, up for two. A little too much momentum on that shot, but she'll get to try and make up the points. We have a foul call to be going against the Screamin' Eagles.
Foul against number 22, Tanise Waters, her first personal and the Screamin' Eagles' 4th team foul.
So now Shambling gets to make up these points here. Ready for her first shot. That is up from Macy Shamblin, but it hits the back of the iron and will not sink. Score remaining 18-15 for right now. 1:51 left in the first half. And one shot left here from Shamblin. That shot is up. That hits the back of the iron, but still sinks in for Shamblin to bring our score 18-16. That's Tanise Waters now in control for the Screaming Eagles. Hands it over to her sister Chasen on the left side. Now Green at the lane. Get it off to Wicks at the right corner. Tried to pass that one into Green, but it's stolen away by Prince. Hand over to Caitlin Waters. Now back over to Prince on that far sideline. Back to Waters between circles. Circle around, hand it to Prince deep on that right side. Draw up in towards the top of the arc, hand back to Waters at the left slot. She'll go up for the three from the top of the arc, but it won't sink. And we're just gonna let that one bounce out of bounds there and into the arms of the cheerleaders. Chasen Waters inbounding to her sister Tanise. 1:13 left in this quarter of the game. Long pass from Tanise Water, intended for Rylan Green, but it's way too far for her to read. We're gonna need a GPS for that one to get where it needs to go. And we also have a sub rolling in here for the Screaming Eagles.
Coming in for the Screaming Eagles, Bella Abrahamson, and for the Crusaders, Faith Hamilton.
And now we have Waters in control for the Crusaders. She'll pass that one over to Pope on the right wing. Drive in towards that block, up for two from Pope, and that shot will sink. Score is now tied 18-18 with 48 seconds left in the first half. Tanise Waters under the basket, up for two. The shot from Waters will not sink, but she will get to go to that charity stripe to try and get a lead here against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 2, Faith Hamilton, her first personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
Tanise Waters' first shot up, but it's back of the iron and no good. Score remains tied for right now with only 44.8 seconds left in the first half. Tanise Waters back at the charity stripe with one shot left. That one's up, swish right on in. 1 point lead now for the Screaming Eagles, 19-18. 42 seconds left in the second. Now Pope in control for the Crusaders. She'll hand it over to Waters in the circle. Push off intended to go on that right wing, but it's stolen away by Chasen Waters, who finds that right block, but it's stolen back away by Caitlin Waters. Waters now hands that one over to Hamilton. Now Prince left corner up for the three, but it will not sink. That is Tanise Waters with the rebound, passes it over. Green picks it up. Back over to Waters now, 10 seconds left in this half of the game. Gonna go up for three from Tanise Waters. It will not sink. That is Caitlin Waters with the rebound. She'll go up for a deep three. That one also will not sink, and that will conclude the second quarter of action. Reardan Screaming Eagles up by only 1 point with our score being 19-18. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back for our halftime yap right after this. to our halftime. Yeah, we're going to keep this one short and sweet as we had recognition for our All-League. Sophia, they had Coach Jenkins out there to get recognized. That was such a powerful moment. He's been fighting pancreatic cancer here. And so being able to go out there and get the recognition for his team that is going to be playing for a first or second place in the league here and going to state, that was such an incredible moment to be able to experience firsthand.
Yeah, I think it's so, like, seeing all these people, like, wear the For Jenkins shirts.
Yes.
They're just so inspirational.
It really is. You can really see the community that we have out here on the court. But now let's give this game some overview, Sophia. Very briefly, highlights on both of the teams.
Well, I mean, it's been a pretty slow game, but Northwest Christian they were keeping it pretty slow, but they're fighting.
Yeah, they picked it back up there in that second quarter. Reardan still giving them a run for their money, though. So we will see how this final half will go here. And so we'll just stay on our mics here. We have Reardan stepping back out onto the court, as well as Northwest Christian now. Fresh 8 minutes set on the clock for our third quarter of action. We'll have Reardan inbounding this one. That will be Chasen Waters going over to inbound from the far sideline. Officials handing her that ball over now, ready to get this quarter started. Hands it over to her sister, Tanise. Tanise picking up the pace as she goes down and swings down on that right wing. Now Chasen Waters handing this one back out to Wicks on the left side. Now we'll find Green left corner up for three, hits the side of the rim, and Pope jumps up, steals the rebound for the Crusaders. Pope on the fast break as she goes across that timeline, hands it off to Waters on this left side. Swing back over to Prince, deep on the right, now in between circles with Water again. Prince feeding it into Shamblin at the right block, but back out to Prince at the right slot. Giving off to Waters now, right block up for two, and the shot will sink there from Waters. And I believe she'll get an and one call on there with a foul called against the Screaming Eagles.
Foul called against number 3, Lily Whitman, her third personal, and the Screaming Eagles' first team foul.
So they'll also bring in a sub in place of Whitman.
Bella Abrahamson.
So now we have the and one call here for Waters. Score right now 20-19. Shot up from Waters, hits the back of the rim, but still falls through. So that is 21-19 now with the Crusaders back in the lead. And Chasen Waters, right wing, looking for a shot. Gives it over to Wicks, up for three from the right side, and that will sink from Olivia Wicks to bring the score 22-21. Reardan taking that 1 point lead back. 7 minutes remain here in the third quarter of action as we have Waters in control for the Crusaders. Get it down to Prince on that right side, now stepping back, swing down on this right wing. Have Waters up for three, right slot, but it falls short of the basket there. It's rebounded by Chasen Waters. She'll take it down right block, up for two, falls to the ground, but her shot still falls through the net. 24-21 now reads that score with 6:34 left in the third quarter. Have Caitlin Waters with the Crusaders, hand off to Pope, right wing. Back over to Hart at the point. Now swing down on that left side again. We'll find Pope at the left block, and it's stolen away by the Screaming Eagles, but not without too much aggression there. Foul called here to be going against Reardan.
Foul against number 22, Tanise Waters, her second personal, and the Screaming Eagles' second team foul.
So now we have Hart inbounding for the Crusaders. Feeds that one into Shamblin, but it's stolen away by the Screaming Eagles. We have Green going down, trying to pass it off to Wicks, but there's a bit of a miscommunication there. Ball flies out of bounds off of the fingertips of Green. Possession back to the Crusaders. We'll have Pope inbounding this one from that far baseline for him. Into the hands of Caitlin Waters. Back over to Pope now. She'll find Waters as she crosses the timeline. Gets down on this right wing. Swing over and up for three from Hart, but it's over the basket. Shamblin with the putback will sink to bring her score 24-23. 5:50 left in the third quarter. Abrahamson on that left corner now, getting it into Green. Now we'll have Tanise Waters dancing into the paint there. Hand off to Green, up for two. The shot from Green will not sink. but we get a bit too much interference here from the Crusaders.
Foul against number 12, Lindsay Hart, her first personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
We have Green going for her free throws here. 2 shots at the freedom stripe. First one is up, and that hits the back of the rim and will not sink for Green. Score remains 24-23 with 5:38 left in the third quarter. One more shot left here from Green. Shot is up, and that one will swish on in there to bring our score 25-23. 5:36 left, and Caitlin Waters in possession of the ball for the Crusaders. She'll shoot it across the Eagle logo to Pope. Now over to Prince, right wing up for 3, but it's too far over the rim. And ball will go out of bounds on top of the hands of the Crusaders. So Reardan inbounding this one underneath the Crusaders basket. That'll be Chasen Waters inbounding to Rylan Green. Green back over to Waters. She'll take this one slow through the backcourt, circling around, handing it off to Green, who takes it towards the right. Hand off to Tanise Waters, stuck deep on this right side, 15 left on our shot clock. We'll get it over to Chasen Waters at that right wing. Swing back up towards this left side with Abrahamson. 5 seconds left. So we have Tanise Waters at the right block, shoots it out to Wicks. Up for a last chance 3. Hits the side of the rim, will not sink, and it's Macy Shamblin with that rebound. So now we have Pope handing that one over to Hart, right block, up for 2. That'll sink for Hart. Our score is now tied at 25 apiece.
That's what I'm talking about, tied game.
Yes. Got 4:35 left in the third. Abrahamson, right wing. Back off to Waters, deep on the right side, takes it towards the top of the arc. Back over to Abrahamson, now Tanise Waters at the right corner. Loves to pass over to Wicks, left side. Now we have Green at the right block. Hand over to Chasen Waters at the point. 4 seconds left on that shot clock. Shot is up, she falls, face plants on the ground. They're trying to get it up. It will not sink, however, she will get to go and try and make up the points.
Foul against number 34, Macy Shamblin, her first personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
2 shots here for Chasen Waters. Set and ready for that first one, which is up and good from Waters. And we have a sub rolling in here for the Crusaders.
Coming onto the court, Clarice Carey.
And score is now 26-25. Screaming Eagles back in that lead. 4:13 left in the third. Second shot is up, and that is good from Chasen Waters. 27-25 now that score. And Caitlin Waters for the Crusaders, taking it through the jump circle. She'll hand that one over to Carey, then back over to Waters, who finds Prince at the right wing. Prince back over, and we'll find Shamblin on the left side. Trying to get it to Pope at the left block, but it's a little too far over her head there. Ball will go out of bounds off of the hands of the Crusaders. So Tanise Waters set to inbound from underneath the Crusaders basket. Gets it off to her sister Chasen, now back over to Tanise. Passes that one over to Wicks in between circles, now back to Tanise Waters. Take it around towards that right side. Hand it over, and we will find Chasen Waters at the right wing. And a foul called here against the Screamin' Eagles.
Foul against number 22, Tanise Waters, her third personal, and the Eagles' third team foul.
Couldn't even hear the whistle over the crowd reaction on that one. So that left Pope to inbound into the hands of Caitlin Waters. She'll keep this one slow through the backcourt. Hand over to Pope, who almost loses control but picks it back up. She'll hand that one off to Waters between circles. Here, swing over towards this right wing, intended for Carey, but it goes out of bounds there. So we'll have Green inbounding near sideline with 3:22 left in the third quarter. Green traveling and handing that one over to Tanise Waters on that left wing now. Oh, excuse me, that's Abrahamson. Looking for a pass there, finds Green at the corner. Tried to pass it in, but it's knocked down and picked up there by Pope. And gonna have this one go over to the Crusaders here. So we'll have Pope inbounding for Northwest Christian, handing it into the hands of Caitlin Waters. Waters walking through the backcourt, handing it over to Pope, trying to slow down the pace a bit. Pope takes it up towards the free throw line, up for a 2. That will sink from Pope to tie that score back up. 27-27 is now the score. 2:45 left in the third quarter as we have Waters under the basket up for 2 to bring the Screaming Eagles up. 29-27 now. And Caitlin Waters traveling down that left lane there finds Abraham, that Shamblin up for 2. And that shot will not sink. It's rebounded by the Screaming Eagles. We'll find Jason Waters right wing up for 3. Shot is no good, and it's Shamblin with a rebound. She'll hand it over to Waters, now to Pope. Back off to Waters. Now over to Pope again. Back to Waters between circles. Waters handing it off to Carey, right wing. Trying to fight around some Eagle defense there. Get it off on that left side now. Fake a pass out left, now get it back up to the point with Pope. Takes it in towards that right elbow. Feeds it over to Shamblin at the block. Up for 2, and that'll sink. Score again, tied. 29-29. We have Denise Waters on this left side for the Screaming Eagles. Pass over to Chasen on the right. He's trying to drive in towards that right lane. Shoots it over to Green on the left wing. And up for 2 from the lane, and that will sink from Green. Reardan Screaming Eagles back up by 2.
Not tied for long.
No, but we'll see how it goes here now with the Crusaders wanting to get that tie or even their own 1-point lead back. 1:20 left in the third as we have Shamblin at the free throw line. She'll go up for the 2, and that one will twirl on out, and it's rebounded by Denise Waters. Get it over to Wicks at the right wing. She'll go up for the 3, hits the side of the rim. Shot will not sink, and we're gonna have possession go back over to the Crusaders here. That'll be Pope inbounding for Northwest Christian. Officials handing her that ball. She hands it over to Caitlin Waters. We have about 1 minute left here in the third quarter. And now we have Waters on that left wing. Pass over to Carey on the right side. She'll get some defensive pressure there. She almost loses control. Feeds it into Shamblin. Up for 2. Score back to a tie, 31-31. 42 seconds left in the third quarter as Chasen Waters navigates traffic here for the Crusaders. We're going to have an over and back call. So possession back to Northwest Christian with 38.2 seconds left in the third. We have Juliana Pope inbounding here for the Crusaders and a sub rolling in for the Screaming Eagles.
Coming out to the court, Reagan Soliday.
So Pope set to inbound at this near sideline for Crusaders. Hands that one over to Waters. Waters taking this one across the timeline up towards the top of the arc. Hand back over to Pope at the right slot. Now into Shamblin at the block. She'll get it over to Carey at the right corner, who sails it over the basket, and it's picked back up there by Chasen Waters, but cannot get it past. Has to run down that far sideline. Loses control, but ball will go out of bounds. Waters does touch it one more time. So possession in the hands of the Crusaders. 14.4 seconds left here, and a sub comes in for Reardan.
Coming onto the court, Olivia Wicks.
Now we have Prince inbounding from our far sideline for the Crusaders. She's gonna lob a pass over to Shamblin. Finds their right block, up for 2. Shot will sink from Macy Shamblin to bring our score 33-31, and she'll get the and one call with a foul called against Reardan.
Foul against number 23, Bella Abrahamson, her 3rd personal, and the Eagles' 4th team foul.
One shot here for Macy Shamblin. Officials handing her that ball, set and ready. The shot is up. That is good from Shamblin, 34-31 now that score. Northwest Christian up, and we have Green on the fast break, handing it over left wing to Chasen Waters. Under the basket, up for 2, shot won't sink. Prince gets the rebound and lets that clock run out for the third quarter. Score 34-31. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back after this. And welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. We have our final quarter of this game on the clock. Score right now is 34-31. Northwest Christian ahead by only 3 points. So we have Pope inbounding that one to Waters. Waters taking it up towards the point. Hand back over to Pope at the right slot. To circle around, trying to get down towards that right block. Tries to put a shot up for two, but it's swatted down there. Macy Shamblin picks it back up for two, and that is good for Shamblin. 36-31 now reads that score. 7:39 left. And we have the Screaming Eagles inbounding underneath the Crusaders basket here. That is Tenise Waters inbounding to Green. Loves to pass over to Soliday at the left wing. Now back to Green at the block. Green loses control and the ball is picked back up there by Pope. However, I think we're gonna be having a call on that play there. We gotta get someone subbed out of the game here, so have to inbound that play. So we'll be sending Juliana Pope to inbound from the baseline there, and the sub rolls in for the Screamin' Eagles.
Coming out to the court, Lily Whitman.
And so now we have Juliana Pope inbounding from underneath the Eagles basket. Officials handing the ball over to her. She'll hand that to Caitlin Waters. Back over to Pope now, keeping it slow and controlled through the back. Now picking up the pace, she gets off towards that left elbow, hand it back out to Prince at the wing. Prince getting tripped up, so we're gonna get a foul called on this play to be going against the Screamin' Eagles.
Foul against number 3, Lily Whitman, her 4th personal, and the Eagles' 5th team foul.
Just got back.
First team foul. Whoops, my bad.
Just got back in the game and getting some fouls already for Whitman there. So we have Prince inbound that one to Caitlin Waters. Now back over to Prince. Finds Waters between circles. Calling out a play here as she steps back a little bit. She'll feed that one over to Pope at the left slot. Now to Shamblin at the block. Now we find Waters at that right block, up for two, and that one will sink. 38-31 now that score. Northwest Christian lengthening their lead, but Tenise Waters goes and gets a returning two for that. So now 38-33, and Crusaders up by 5. That'll leave Juliana Pope in control here for the Crusaders. Hand over to Caitlin Waters. Now into Shamblin, finding Pope at the right block. Tries to go up for two. Her shot does not sink, but it gets interfered with. So Pope to the free throw line. Foul called against the Screamin' Eagles.
Foul against number 10, Reagan Soliday, her 1st personal, and the Eagles' 2nd team foul.
So now we have Pope at that charity stripe. First shot is up. Hits the back of the iron, but still sinks on in there for her. 39-33 is now that score with 6:33 left in this game. One more shot from Pope. That one is up. That one is also good.
Perfect.
Score now 40-33 with 6:30 left in the 4th. Tenise Waters pass over to Reagan Soliday in the backcourt. Now over to Chasen Waters. Now back to Tenise on this left wing. Fakes the pass over to the left corner. Up for three from the wing. That is good from Waters. Score 40-36 now. 6:10 left in the 4th quarter. We have Pope crossing the Eagle logo and handing it back over to Caitlin Waters. Waters trailing down towards this right wing. Hand over to Shamblin, who drives up towards the block and ends up falling on the floor there. We're going to have a jump ball called. And this one will be going to the Screamin' Eagles. So Soliday inbounding. We have 5:57 left in this 4th quarter. Soliday hands that one over to Tenise Waters. Pass over to Whitman on that near sideline. Back out to Waters, who takes it towards the right slot. Pass into her sister just inside the arc. Now Whitman, right wing up for three, side of the rim. And Wicks trying to save that rebound, but gives it off to Caitlin Waters. Passes over her head to Pope here, who finds right block, up for two. Shot will not fall. And Pope gets her own rebound, but almost goes out of bounds and has to feed it into Chasen Waters. And timeout called, so we're going to take a quick break too. We'll be right back after this. welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. Have 5 minutes and 28 seconds left in this game. This is a championship game in a 4-point difference right now.
Wow.
So we're gonna have Chasen Waters inbound to her sister Tanise here. Tanise keeping the pace slow. She draws off towards that right wing. Pass over on the left slot. Now we'll get to the left corner with Whitman. Back out deep on the left wing. Over to Tanise Waters at the point. Back to Whitman, left wing up for the three, but it swirls on out. Shamblin grabbing the rebound and handing it over to Pope, who finds Waters. Now back over to Pope. Picking up the pace as she crosses the timeline. Hands it back over to Waters. Waters passes that one into Pope, who finds Prince on the left wing. Over to Carey on the right wing. Now back up towards that right slot. Gonna drive up into the paint with Waters. Hand out to Pope at the point. Finds the right slot, then Pope, or excuse me, that is Waters at the top of the arc, up and drains a three. 43-36 is now that score with 4:33 left in the fourth quarter. We have the Screaming Eagles try and pass it down there, but it goes out of bounds, and we're gonna have a sub roll in for Reardan.
Coming in up to the court, Rylan Green.
And that's off the hands of the Crusaders, so we'll have Tanise Waters inbound. 25 left on her shot clock. Gives it off to her sister Chasen deep on that right side. Back to Tanise, right wing, up and swishes a three right on in. Score is now 43-39 with 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. We'll have Caitlin Waters trying to work her way down this right side of the court, but a little too aggressive. She'll have a foul called up.
Foul against number 33, Chasen Waters, her first personal, and the Eagles' third team foul.
So that leaves Pope to inbound from this near sideline, gives it off to Waters in the backcourt. Waters taking it up towards the top of the arc, and over to Pope, left slot. Pope directing traffic here, gives it off to Prince on the right side. Prince back over to Waters, goes up for three from the top. Swish it and went in.
That was just too easy for her.
46-39 now reads that score. 3:54 left in the third. Timeout called, so we'll go to a break too and be right back at you after this. And welcome back to this Cubs basketball broadcast. We have just about 4 minutes left of this game here. And Whitman set to inbound for the Screamin' Eagles, handing it over to Tanise Waters. Waters directing traffic, passing it off to Whitman on the right side, now back off to Abrahamson on the left wing. Gonna get it from a three from downtown from Tanise Waters, but misses the rim there. Ball bounces out of bounds on top of the hands of Waters. So we'll have Pope inbounding for the Crusaders. She gives that one over to Waters, who takes it and tries to get around some defensive pressure here. Pulls it down towards this right wing, circles back up towards the point. Now finding that left wing. She'll hand it over to Prince between circles. Now off to Carey on the right side. Hand back out to Waters. Now finding Shamblin at the lane. Tries to put that shot up for two. That'll sink for Shamblin. 48-39 now that score with 3:10 left in the game. We have Tanise Waters taking it up into the paint. Hands it over to Green. Finds Abrahamson left wing. Back over to Tanise Waters. Finds Whitman right wing up for the three, but it's over the rim. That's rebounded by Green, who finds Tanise Waters right slot up for a deep three. Still no good, and it is Waters on the rebound, but a foul called up here on the play. This one will be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 5, Clarice Carey, her first personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
So now we have Denise Waters inbounding for the Crusaders. Officials getting ready to hand over that ball to her. She tries to get it up to Green, but it's stolen away by Carey. Now we'll find Waters at the right block, up for 2, but her shot gets slammed down and put out of bounds there. So it's off of the hands of the Screamin' Eagles. We'll have Crusaders inbounding this one. That is Carey inbounding for the Crusaders. Gets it to Shamblin at the right block, losing control. Ball is in the air. Green picks that one up for the Reardan Screamin' Eagles. Off to Denise Waters. Hands that off to Whitman at the left corner. Back to Waters at the left wing. Finds her sister at the right block, up for 2, and that will sink. 48-41 reads the score. 2:20 left in the fourth. And Pope handing it over to Waters, who gets it off to Prince right. Slot up for the 3, but it will not sink. Jason Waters grabs her rebound and tries to take this one up over the Eagle logo, but we have a foul called up here on the play. This one to be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 3, Caitlin Waters, her third personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
So now we will be having the Screamin' Eagles inbound far sideline. That's Green set to inbound for Reardan. She hands that over to Denise Waters, who walks over the Eagle logo on the floor. Pass over to Green on that right wing. Now trying to feed that one into Denise Waters, but it's picked up and stolen by Caitlin Waters instead. Waters taking it down the far sideline, and a timeout called, so we're going to take a quick break and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. Score is at an intense 48-41 with 1:50 left on the clock for this game. You have Juliana Pope inbounding here for the Crusaders. Feeds that one over to Caitlin Waters. Takes it up towards the top of the arc here. Swing down on this right wing. Almost losing control, but picks it back up there. Find Pope at the right block, up for 2, and that will sink. 50-41 now that score with 1:30 left. And we have Whitman go up and return a 3 for the Screamin' Eagles there to bring our score now 50-44 with 1:20 left in the game. Caitlin Waters taking it down the left side here. She's gonna drive up inside of the arc, and it gets stolen away there by the Screamin' Eagles, but ends up rolling out of bounds. So inbounding here, and the last touch is off the Crusaders actually. So Screamin' Eagles inbound. They have Green inbound to Denise Waters. Waters in the center jump circle, trying to call out her play and get people where they need to go here. She's up in between circles now, and we have a timeout called, so we'll take another quick break and be right back after this. welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. Final, 59.9 seconds left in the game. And the Crusaders are ahead by 6 points right now. We have Whitman inbounding for the Screamin' Eagles. She gives it over to Denise Waters. Dances around towards the top of the arc, but slips and falls. Gets back up, though. Dribbles it down towards the right wing. Hand off to Whitman. Whitman stuck on the right side. Hand back to Denise Waters between circles. She has 1 second on her shot clock. And no shot can be taken before the clock runs out. So possession will go back over to the Crusaders with a shot clock violation. Pope inbounding over to Caitlin Waters, who's defended there by Chasen Waters, giving her a hard time here. And a little bit too hard of a time. That will be a foul called up on the play to be going against the Screamin' Eagles.
Foul against number 33, Chasen Waters, her second personal, and the Eagles' fourth team foul.
So now Pope gets to re-inbound this one with a fresh 30 on that shot clock. Finds the hands of Caitlin Waters. Waters taking this one across the timeline. It's gonna draw off towards that left side here. And too much defensive pressure here from the Screamin' Eagles. We'll have another foul drawn up to send the Crusaders into mercy.
Foul against number 3, Lily Whitman, her 5th personal, and the Eagles' 5th team foul.
Yeah, so unfortunately she did foul out, so we have to have a sub in her place.
Coming in, Reagan Soliday.
And so now that the Crusaders are in bonus, we will be seeing Waters at the free throw line. First shot is up, but it's back at the rim. No good that time for Caitlin Waters. One of 3 Waters out on the court here today.
I know.
So score remains 50-44. One more shot left here for Waters. That one is up, and that is good for Waters. 51-44 now that score. Denise Waters going down, trying to find that right block. Up for 2 under the basket. That'll swirl in there. 51-46 that score with 16.9 seconds left. Timeout called, so we'll take a quick break and be right back at you after this. Welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. 16.9 seconds left in this game. We have Crusaders 51, Screamin' Eagles 46, and Pope inbounding for the Crusaders. Gives it over to Waters, takes it down, handing it over to Shamblin, and a foul called on the play. This one going against the Reardan Screamin' Eagles. Back to the free throw line for the Crusaders.
Foul against number 22, Denise Waters, her 4th personal, and the Eagles' 6th team foul.
So now, Caitlin Waters back to the free throw line, shot up, and no good that time from Waters. Score remaining 51-46 with 14.6 seconds left. One more shot left here for Waters. Set and ready here. That one is up, hits the back of the rim, will not sink, and it's Jason Waters with the rebound. Handing it over to Denise, who gets it to Abrahamson at the right wing. Tries to put a shot up, it will not sink. Shamblin gets the rebound, and a little too handsy here from the Screamin' Eagles, trying to steal that one back. Another foul called up.
Foul against number 33, Chasen Waters, her 3rd personal, and the Eagles' 7th team foul.
So now we get to see Shamblin go back to the free throw line with only 5 seconds left in this game. Officials handing her the ball, getting set and ready here for her first shot. That one is up, and that is good from Shamblin. 52-46 reads that score with 5.1 seconds left in the fourth and final quarter. Shamblin's last shot is up. That one will sink to bring score 53-46. Denise Waters on a fast break here. She's got 2 seconds, goes up for the last second shot.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, from like 3/4 of the way down the court. Drains a three to end the game. Final score 53-49. Northwest Christian taking away the league champion title by just 4 points.
Wow.
Wow, what a game. I cannot wait to see what these two teams are going to do at the state tournament coming up here. So our second place team for this district is the Reardan Screaming Eagles, with first place going to the Northwest Christian Crusaders.
Woo!
Thank you guys all so much for joining us here on Cubs FM. And we have one more game right after this, so make sure you stay tuned and we'll be right back. Thank you for joining us.
Good job.